Hi everybody, how you doing today? It's Dr. Adishina from ftplectures.com. I'm here today to tell you about a very inspiring story which I would like to share with the world. Now the reason why I'm telling you this story is because oftentimes a lot of people find themselves not knowing what they want to do. They're not inspired, they're not motivated enough to do the things they really truly are passionate about. But this story, which was told to me by one of my physics professor when I was in college, really motivated me, and I figured that you might be one of those people out there in the world, lost, depressed, has been told you can't do a lot of things in life, and then feel like you're lost. And there's no sense, there's no purpose in pursuing the things you really wanted to do. And I hope to share this beautiful story with you because it's going to get you from a point where you always going to remember this story, and at that point when you think you're about to give up again, you pick yourself right back up again, and let's do it. So the story goes like this. This is a Greek mythological story between Aristotle and Plato. Now whether this story is true, it's irrelevant, because I want you to take out of the story actually the lesson which the story actually brings. And before I tell you the story, I want you to know that the first time I told this story to a few students, my friends were laughing at me. At that point in time, I haven't achieved much in life, but I believed in myself, and I still held the story true. That's what I wanted to share with you today. So the story goes like this. Aristotle was one of the great wise philosophers in the ancient times, and he had a student named Plato. Now Aristotle was very wise, was very intelligent, and Plato approached Aristotle one day and said, "Aristotle, my teacher, how do you become so wise? How do you become so very intelligent that whatever you put your mind to, you always do it and you never give up?" Aristotle smiled. He said, "That is a great question. Do you really want to know what it takes to make it? Do you really want to know why I always go and give my best to everything I do in life?" Plato said, "Yes, I want to know the wisdom. Please give me that wisdom so I can be able to use it myself." So Aristotle said, "Sure, I will show you how to be passionate about anything you want to do, how to give everything to pay the price and sacrifice in order to be able to reap the benefits of whatever you want in life." So Aristotle took Plato and they just told him, "We're going to go down to the ocean front." So Aristotle started to walk down the ocean front with Plato, and they started to walk into the ocean. As they walk into the water, as the water started to accumulate and basically got to about the size of their hip. And then, Plato's looking around like, okay, I see a huge ocean here. We are halfway into the water and I don't see it. And he said, "Master, where is this wisdom?" So Aristotle said, "I'm about to show you." Aristotle grabs Plato's head and dips it down into the water. So Plato's looking down into the water with his head buried inside the ocean. He's looking around, he's seen a few fishes, but then he didn't see anything. So, just like any other person, Plato was trying to lift his head out of the water. But every time Plato tried to lift his head above the water, Aristotle pushes his head back in. Keep looking. Well, Aristotle stayed there for another couple seconds. He looked around, he didn't see anything. He tried to push his head out of the water. Every time Plato tries to do that, Aristotle grabs his head even harder and pushes it even further down. After a few minutes, Plato broke off. It pushed Aristotle away and said, "Oh my God, master, you're trying to kill me. I can't see anything under the water." Well, Aristotle said, "I was trying to show you the secret to how to become successful, the secret to not giving up in life." Well, Plato said, "Listen, I was deep down into the water. I could not breathe. And you're about to kill me." Well, I'm going to let you, the audience, think about it for a second. Why was Aristotle pushing down the head of Plato in the first place? We're going to talk about that. But more importantly, when Plato had his head under the water, what was the most important thing to Plato at that point? Well, you don't have to think about it. It's very, very simple. And this is very important. He needed oxygen. Now, it wasn't that he wanted oxygen. He needed oxygen. So he didn't want it. He wasn't wishing for it. He needed. But it's not just, does he really need oxygen? But how badly does he need the oxygen? Does he need it just a little bit, or he needs to breathe at all costs? Well, if you think about it, if somebody dips your head under the water and you can't breathe, you need it as bad. You need it so bad that nothing mattered at that point when it was underwater. Absolutely. If somebody laid $1 million on the floor of the ocean while he was dying to breathe of oxygen, he wouldn't even touch it. Why? Because he needed oxygen so bad to survive. And that is where the secret is, guys. That is the most important key to this story. Now, I hear people all the time, I want to become a pilot. Oh, I want to become an electrical engineer. Oh, I want to start my own business. Oh, I want to become a nurse. I want to become a doctor. I want to be this. I want to be that. But one thing that I always noticed about these people is they say they want these things, but they haven't shown how badly they are willing to give everything up for it. Just like Plato needed oxygen so badly that nothing mattered to him. And what did he have to do? He had to break apart. He had to push Plato away. He had to break the barrier. He had to give everything up so he could get that oxygen. Yeah, that is the price you must pay to get anything that's worth it pursuing in life. That is how badly you must want anything you want. You have to want it so bad that no matter how many times people tell you no, you can't do it, you look around and say, yes, I can. You get yourself back up again and you say, you know what? It's not what I do when I fall that matters. It's who I become when I rise after falling. Because a lot of people are going to tell you, you can't do something. An average 18-year-old has been told 175,000 times or more, even before they reach their 18th birthday, no, you can't do it, or you can't even amount to something. So you have a lot of people have been programmed that way. And they hear a little bit of no here, no there. You can't do this, you can't amount to that. And they give up their dreams. They give up their hopes. But I always remember Plato, when he was deep down into that ocean, when he was down looking for the wisdom from Aristotle. But Aristotle was trying to show him that, listen, you have to want it so badly. You have to put your blinders on. You have to say, I'm willing to pay the price. And when you are ready to do that, now nothing can stop you. You become an unstoppable force, an irresistible object. And then you look towards your goal face head on and say to yourself, I don't care what I have to do. I don't care what comes before me. I don't care how long it takes